Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my video on my favourite survivor builds. I hope this video can maybe help you out and help you decide what kind of perks you want to run on your survivor. This is just my personal opinion on the perks available. Obviously there are loads of the builds out there and you could use my build to come up with your own. Anywho, let's start off with a build formed around my favourite perk in the game, Inner Strength. This perk is so damn good, especially considering I play a lot of Dead by Daylight as a solo survivor. Sometimes you end up in those situations where people just don't want to heal you, putting you at a huge disadvantage. You could use self-care, but with the 32 seconds you take to heal yourself, you end up wasting too much time, especially if the killer finds you and hits you back into the injured state. The downside to Inner Strength is the fact that you can only use it with a locker, but really if the killer is on the other side of the map, you can just run to a safe locker and be healed up in no time. Even being healed by a teammate takes 16 seconds, so in the time it would take you to find a locker and heal up, you're probably not losing that much time from running to a locker and the 8 seconds it takes to get healed. You do need to find a totem to activate the perk, but my next choice helps resolve that issue. That being said, my second perk we'll talk about is Detective's Hunch. I think one of the reasons I choose to run this with Inner Strength is obvious. Inner Strength only activates when you cleanse the totem, so having the ability to see totem auras after completing a generator within 64 meters is super helpful. But this isn't the only reason I run Detective's Hunch. One of the problems I find running Solo Survivor is perks like Noed or Huntress' Lullaby can be super difficult to find, especially on the newer maps. With Detective's Hunch and a small amount of time, you can do a generator, then cleanse a totem. Once all the gens are done, you'll either know where all the totem locations are, or you'll have taken all the totems down, completely taken any hex totem out of the game. Further than that, Detective's Hunch takes away guesswork for finding chests and other gens to do. It also shows you their locations. If you run out of a totem to heal, you can chance open a chest to find a health kit, or if you feel like you need a boost to doing gens, you can find a toolbox. The ability to see things is probably one of the best abilities in the game. Next, let's talk about why I choose to run Decisive Strike. Let's say you've been unhooked and you find yourself in a locker, but the killer sees you or is heading your direction. It's very easy for them to work out from your scratch marks or the blood that you've jumped inside the locker. DS gives you 60 seconds of hiding in that locker, knowing that as long as you hit your skill check, you won't be instantly hooked again. Another reason I choose DS is because a lot of the time I find the killer coming back to the hook and downing me to rehook me. DS gives me a chance to get back off the killer's shoulder and run away. Combined with Inner Strength and Detective's Hunch, I can either heal up if you've already found a totem, or if I haven't already found one, go to where I've seen the aura of one when a gen's being completed. These perks synergize really well together and help you out a lot. Lastly, I've gone with Adrenaline. The reason I've gone with this perk is because if you get to the end of the game and you're being chased, Adrenaline will heal you up and give you 5 seconds of running at 150% your normal speed. I feel Adrenaline works really well with Detective's Hunch because if you've taken down all 5 totems, you'll know that you won't be getting hit with Noed. Couple that with the fact that I normally save an Inner Strength charge for the end game, it allows you to take another hit. If you manage to lose the killer, you have another full heal before running to the exit gate. This will more or less guarantee you an escape if the exit gate is open or at 99%. There is, however, some wiggle room for changing around some of the perks. For example, instead of running Adren and DS, you can switch them out for Head On and Quick and Quiet. This not only allows you to get the fast jump into a locker without making a sound, saving you time, but also allows you to jump out the locker as a last resort after 3 seconds to stun the killer and get away. Like DS, this takes away the problem of being found by the killer and re-hooking you, but unlike DS, Head On doesn't have a timer that will run out after 60 seconds, stopping the killer from just waiting out the timer before pulling you out of the locker. Quick and Quiet also helps you when it comes to escaping the killer. You can silently vault a window, making the killer think you've ran in a different direction. If they didn't see you, this might allow you to escape and then use Inner Strength to heal up. Moving away from Inner Strength, my next build focuses around trying to avoid getting tunneled. As a streamer, I find I get a lot of people who like to come right back to the hook and tunnel me until I'm out of the game, so I use this build to try my best to negate this. First off, we have DS. DS is going to stop the killer from instantly rehooking you as long as you can hit the skill check. That doesn't mean you'll escape the killer, but like most of these perks, it'll give you a second chance to keep looping and avoiding the killer. DS might make the killer move onto another chase, another survivor. The 60-second time means that you'll have plenty of time to get away, or even if the killer leaves you on the floor, it should give your team time to complete more gens. Secondly, I've chosen a perk that works well with DS. When using DS, you'll find yourself getting slugged a lot of the time until the 60-second timer runs out. Most killers during this time won't just stand over you, they'll walk away to find the survivor, or they'll patrol you using you as bait to lure in other survivors. This is where Unbreakable comes into play, allowing you not to only recover at 35% extra speed, but also get you back on your feet. Unbreakable only works once, but in a game like Dead by Daylight, making the killer have to down you over and over takes up time, allowing your team to keep doing gens, hopefully allowing you to escape if you can loop well enough. Perk 3 3, I've gone with Dead Hard. Dead Hard's a strange one. It can either be the best perk ever or the most frustrating perk ever, depending on how good the killer is, if dedicated servers are on your side, or how close you are to a pallet or window. Dead Hard allows you to more or less fall forward, take an extra couple of steps away from the killer while granting you invincibility for being hit. Dead Hard works on a very small window, but I find that the best way to use it is for distance. Let's say you've used DS or Unbreakable and you see a pallet that's a little bit too far away. Dead Hard will give you that little extra step to get there without getting downed. Again, this could be the difference between the last gen popping or you getting hooked and killed. Dead Hard can only be used when you aren't exhausted and gives you a 40-second exhaustion timer before you can use it again. Lastly, I've gone with Adren. Adren again gives you another chance to get away from the killer at the end of the game, excluding if the killer has no it. It can get you back off the floor, it can heal you fully if you get off a hook, it can help you lose the killer by giving you a speed boost. Adren will take away your ability to use Dead Hard, but at the same time, it gives you the speed and health state, so Dead Hard shouldn't be too much of a loss. And that's about it. These two builds I tend to default to, containing my favourite perks. If you think you have a better build, be sure to drop it down in the comments. Like the video, and remember that we stream over at twitch.tv/sustainablegamers, Sunday till Thursdays every week. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.